Hey YouTube, Two here, and we are going to have a 4th gen overused battle with none other than Ms. Frostypixie. And it's a good fun battle. It's my first battle in about, a long time. Pretty much since I moved. This was just a well, I don't want to say a random team. A team that I put together. This was the first team I've actually built in probably like 3 months on my own. But I put it together one night while I was working. Which was weird because I hadn't been inspired to build a Pokemon team in a long time. But, yeah. We're going to go right into the question of the day. And the question of the day is, Frostypixie is a very popular YouTube battler, but I want to know who is the first YouTube battler that you ever really followed or became a, quote, fan of, and was what I would call, like, the original YouTuber that got you into watching YouTube battles. Me, personally, it was the Killer Nacho. He was the first one that I was introduced to and watched and blah, blah, blah. So let me know what yours is. If you have more than one, name them. Alright, so I lead with Ambipom, and she leads with a Machamp, and she's going to switch out into Daddy, and it's going to take the fake out. And we actually played this part of the match twice, up to the Seed Bomb, because she accidentally ran the first time. And this time around I got the crit, which was kind of lame, because I didn't the first time and she got Stealth Rocks up. So, unfortunately for her, she's going to have to go without the rocks. So she's going to send in the Starmie, and I'm a noob and thought Ambipom was faster, and because I'm running max speed, I'm like, oh, I'll outrun her, lol, 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 but no. And then she gets a crit, which probably didn't matter, because Ambipom really isn't bulky or anything. So at that point, because I'm a noob and don't know anything, I thought she was Scarfed. So I came out into my Vaporeon, thinking that I would force a switch, but I don't. And she Thunderbolts me, but because Vaporeon is such a sexy beast, it takes it like a pro. And I'm going to set up the Wish here. And she goes for another Thunderbolt. I survive with 45 hit points. And I probably should have went for another HP Electric, because it would have just taken it out at this point. But I switch. She goes for the Grass Knot, obviously predicting the switch into a ground type that would resist it. But I just went into my Emo Cut Form Rotom, which is Scarfed. And I go for the Shadow Ball. She switches in Heatran, who takes that well, and she's going to set up a substitute on the switch. And because this Vaporeon is particularly bulky in the Special Defense department, I believe I will be able to take this. And I survive with 8 hit points, which is Pro Survive, and I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump. So I'm like, okay. Vaporeon, you've been a beast. You've taken hits like a pro, just like a champ. But unfortunately, you're going to have to go down to the Earth Power. And she Earth Powers again, and that takes down my Vaporeon. So I'm going to send out my Emo Cut Form Rotom, because it cuts itself, not just the grass. And I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. And I wasn't sure if she would set up another substitute here, go for an attack. But I knew I could survive either way, because Rotom forms are just naturally bulky, and they are hard to take down with a single move. And I was really hoping that Thunderbolt would KO that time, but it didn't, and my Rotom goes down to a Fire Blast. So I am Choice Banded and Adamant and Max Attack, so I know that I'll be able to take it down at this point for the Bullet Punch. And she's going to send in Starmie, and she thought I would switch and went for the Pro move, and went for the Psychic on the Starmie, because Psychic on Starmie is Pro. But unfortunately for her, it didn't work out. I stayed in and just went for the Bullet Punch. And she's going to send out Machamp. And this is a speedy variation of Lead Machamp, and unfortunately for her, that loss of bulk allows me to have a 2-hit KO with a Bullet Punch. And she Dynamic Punches, which takes a huge hit down on me, but unfortunately for her, I break through the confusion. I get the crit, which really wasn't necessary. And she's going to send out Jirachi. And I'm still confused, and I just want to stay in at this point, because I want to see what she's going to use. And I got a critical hit there, which is kind of lame at this point, because I crit her a couple of times, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. And she's going to take me down with the Fire Punch. So I send out Heatran, And I'm going to sub on the switch because I'm pretty sure most physical most physical Jirachis are scarfed. And she brings out Heracross because pro and goes for the low kick. But unfortunately for her, I'm not going to miss the Fire Blast, and that is going to take down Heracross. But much props for using Heracross in OU since it fell to the UU tier, even though in my opinion it deserves a spot in OU. And she's going to go back into Jirachi, and she goes for the U-turn, but unfortunately for her it's not going to be enough, and my Heatran is going to finish the job with a Fire Blast. My last poke was Gliscor, which had Earthquake, so even if she was able to take down the Heatran, I would have been able to take her down with my Gliscor. So good game, Frostypixie. It's always a great battle when we play. Don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up my gaping butthole. Comment, subscribe. Don't forget question of the day. Who were your original first favorite YouTubers, or currently, who is your favorite YouTuber? Of course, we all know you're going to say Tuperius5, but who else? So alright guys, this has been Tuperius5. Catch you on the flip side. Peace out, Girl Scout.